It's another Monday. A lot has happened since we had our last live experience, and last Monday was really dope. I mean, honestly, hadn't streamed for a while. Took a long break, so last Monday was a good time, and we shared a lot of content. Shared a lot, and I hope that some of you got a chance to check that out. And I hope that some more will come and check us out today. I am excited for new beginnings and new opportunities, new platforms even to be able to serve. And I do have a new platform, and it's called Skool. I decided to create a community on this Skool platform. So for those that are not aware, Skool is a community. It's kind of like Facebook groups essentially, but without Facebook. It's like it takes away all the trash and just leaves you with the ways that we really enjoyed utilizing Facebook groups when Facebook groups were great. What's going on, Canva Plus AI Tools? Thank you so much for being with us. Always good to have folks coming through and already chiming in the chat. I see several are chiming here as well. Thank you so much over on Instagram as well. You guys are diving in. I love to see it. But yeah, opened up a new platform on Skool. I opened up an account on Skool and have been using it to as another way for people, or better yet, a primary way for people to jump in with me. So I've just put that link on the side right here. But it's a primary way for people to jump in with me, and I hope that you will take advantage of it. I will say that the price is right now. Margot, that's right. My bad, Margot. Thank you for reminding me of your name, Margot. Margot is Canva Plus AI Tools. But yes, I'm hoping. She says Skool is cool. Send me the link. I literally just posted the link in the chat. So thank you for checking it out. I hope that you can. I hope that you will. But yeah, it is going to be one of my primary ways outside of the social platforms, Instagram and YouTube being my primary platforms, but it'll be one of my primary ways to really engage with folks. All right. And so I would love for you to be able to go and check it out. It's kirkharnugent.live/Skool. If you hit that link, I put it in the chat. It's on the screen right now. I'm going to try and put it in the chat over on Instagram as well. And hopefully you guys can hit it over there too. Facebook fam, it's in the description. So definitely want to make sure you guys get a chance to check it out as well. But yeah, that's where it kind of allows me to engage with my audience in a much more direct fashion outside of the social platforms, right? So you will have access to a lot of the content that I put out on socials, but you have it in a much more streamlined fashion. Then you also have access to the community feature where people can help people. You can post questions. I may not be the one to answer them at all the time, but if you have content questions, you want feedback on something. Hey, I'm working on a thumbnail. This is my concept for a particular video, or this is what I'm looking to do for my offer, for my launch, for my product. This is my topic, whatever it might be from a content perspective. Listen, dive in, make sure you are you're in that group, and we'll be able to make sure that you're good to go. We'll be able to make sure that you're good to go. I'm refreshing because I feel like we're gonna have some folks hitting me up pretty soon here. So, but yes, yeah, that's what it is. Hey, what's going on, sir? Says I'm in here. I love it. The genius CEO is in here. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. But yeah, I'm hoping that you guys will be able to check it out. I think that there's already, in my opinion, a ton of value inside the Skool community. Things are curated in a way that really allows you to do some things. And then lastly, the other thing to be mindful of is that our podcast, the podcast, I should say, that's weird. That really is weird. Okay. But yeah, the podcast is doing well. Let me see if I can go to my host plus screen here real quick. Boom. There we go. And I'm going to just duplicate that, hide that one, and we'll hide these two. Nope. I hid the wrong one. Okay. That's what I did wrong. All right. Gotta get this one. Control C, V. Hide that one. Now we're good to go. All right. There we go. Boom. All right. So this is the page here for the podcast. And so podcast just dropped. Hey, DeGenius says, learned a lot from your YouTube over the years. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you were able to learn, and I'm glad that you're still rocking with us. And I hope that you'll take the journey with us as we embark on something different with the podcast. So the podcast episode just dropped yesterday. The latest podcast is every content entrepreneur needs to do this. And in brackets, I put audit your workflow. So I hope that you will get a chance to check that one out, because there is a lot of value in that one as well. Demetrius says, first time catching you live. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I love when people get a chance to catch me live for the first time. I always, I love hanging out live. So this is something that we do. Definitely want to make sure you guys get a chance to check out. Let me see here. No, I definitely want to make sure you guys get a chance to check out the podcast, and put that link in the description as well. There you go. Not the description, I should say, in the chat over on YouTube, and hopefully you guys can see it on Facebook and Instagram as well. But yeah, kirkarnugent.live/pod is the one for the podcast. And I see Margot says she just joined. I love it. kirkarnugent.live/school is the link for our Skool community. And just want to make sure you guys get a chance to check out all these things. I've got to update this page. I didn't realize I had not updated this page. There we go. Probably need to get off that so you don't see my stuff. Log in. Yeah, I've got to update the page. It's crazy. Hit that like button. That's what's up. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you for coming through and making sure that, yeah, your voice is heard. Okay, let's pull this out and let's go to pages. Yeah, there's a lot to change here, so I'm not even going to try to change it now. Yeah, we're not going to try and change that now. That's a lot of work. So let's log back out of that one. But yeah, definitely excited about some of the things that we're doing and experiencing. If you're with us over on Facebook, if you're with us over on Instagram, go ahead and throw something in the chat. Let us know that you're rocking with us tonight. And if you have any questions, by all means, go ahead and ask your question. Ask your question, because we want to make sure we get a chance to hear from you. I see one member request is pending from Orlando, Florida. I love it. And let me go here and just go ahead and approve that real quick. Boom. Margot is in there. Like it. I like it. So Margot, welcome. Welcome to you. I'm excited to have you in the community. And while you are getting yourself acclimated, sending you a quick message, a DM in I love it. I'm sending you a DM inside the community for you to be able to kind of check some things out. But yeah, so and for those that wanted to see this, where's my screen one? There we go. This is what let me hide that comment. This is what Skool looks like. I know it's a bit small for you to be able to see everything that's there, but this is what it looks like. Hey, Danita's on the live. What's going on, friend? Thank you so much for being here with me tonight. I'm starting something new, Danita. I've got a new community. Would love for you to be able to join. Of course, look, the community is for those who really want to, dive in with content, who want to continue to engage in meaningful and creative ways around what it is they are seeking to achieve. I believe that you should be building a legacy, not a social media profile. I believe that in this group, you'll be able to learn from a tribe of doers, and you'll be able to gain the blueprint to own your day, because this is how it all works. We'll make sure you get a chance to act, right? To own and to live. Take radical action. Own your day, right? Own your day, not just go through your day. Don't just experience your day, but to own your day. And then lastly, live a legacy, not just leave a legacy, but to live a legacy. That's what I'm all about. How it all works, act, own, live. And this is the group that we just were talking about. So this is kirkonnugent.live/Skool. I'm gonna put that back up on the screen for just a second. Even while I scroll around here a little bit, you can kind of see some things and some different posts and different things for everybody to be able to engage around. There is a lot that I'll share here that I will not be sharing anywhere else. So definitely hope that several of you will be able to come through and hang out with us in this space. In the classroom, under the classroom tab, I'm going to hide that comment. You also have the podcast is here. So that's the latest one. And for those that join, you can actually download the resources page, right? That shows you the summary, action items, and next steps. So the podcast, there's so much value packed into every single episode. So we wanted to be able to hand out these resources that go along with it. And so that's pretty cool as well. Inside that classroom, you not only have the podcast, you've got videos on, 5 types of video content, getting major results. You can check that out. 3 benefits of live content. 3 benefits creators are missing out by not going live. How I create my solo podcast, the niching down hack you need to know. I mean, there's just so many different things in here that I want to make sure that everybody has access to. And it's just, again, it's served up in a much more easy and palatable fashion. And if you did sign up for Skool, you want to make sure you get this Skool app as well, because the Skool app is also a cheat code. So definitely make sure you get that app as well. So those are some of the things. There's a number of other pieces here inside the classroom tab, and especially all my links, right? You have all my links. So I want to make sure you get that as well. There is, however, a section, a subsection to this Skool platform that I have set up specifically for my community, and it is this How It All Works inner circle. And so this inner circle is where I get to do some things for those who are actually, paying to be part of the inner circle. So if it's not for you, it's fine, because the community is there. The whole community piece is there. It's critical, and it does the job. But if you are somebody who's like, man, I really want to be able to meet on a week-to-week basis. I want to be able to have a one-on-one with Coach Kirk, with me, once a year. I want to be able to access some of the resources that are available in the inner circle. Then I would recommend you check that out. Maybe I will say this. The only reason why I raise it, because I was actually going to keep it to myself, but I actually have an open ticket with Skool right now, where I'm basically saying to them, hey, I would like to make this course a monthly subscription or an annual subscription, but right now I can only charge one time for it. And they were like, yeah, we're working on it. And so basically, until they get that situated for me, this is a one-time cost, a lifetime access that you just pay once. Whereas those who sign up after I get this fully set up, they will be paying annually or monthly for the same thing. So it's kind of a great opportunity for those that are interested right now. but only if you're really serious. I mean, I shouldn't say if you're really serious. I think there are those who are serious who don't necessarily have the means, and maybe it's just not a good time. But if you want the power of the cheat code, right? If you want to leapfrog the nonsense and really get in, lock in with me and those who are serious about getting this thing set up, then that inner circle is going to be something for you to check out. Oh, Upper Praise is on the live with us tonight. Thank you so much for being with us. Demetrius, toll free, just joined my group here on Skool. So I'm glad to have you, my friend. I'm hitting the approve button. Excited to have you. I see you in the comment section here on YouTube, and then I see that you are just went over and signed up. Listen, there's no time like the present, as they say, right? So you made you made that thing happen, sir, and I appreciate you. So yeah, I'm making sure I have my welcome message all queued up and ready to go. Thank you, Demetrius. Hola, hola, hola. Thank you so much for being with us today. I see several of you coming through on YouTube. Thank you so much for being with us today. Yeah, so Skool is where we will be able to really engage with one another at a deeper level, in a much more an environment that is, in my opinion, more conducive to some of the types of learning. I can't tell you how many DMs I get on random other platforms because, YouTube's just not really set up for that. Even though YouTube is great, for discovery, great for people to find your videos. But when you want to do more than, comment underneath the video, when you really want to have a conversation, you want to lock in with somebody, YouTube's not the platform for that. So Skool has become a great partner platform. I've been using it for a while, and I'm excited to be able to share it with all of you. So that's where we are. I put that link on the screen. So in addition to what we're doing in Skool, I did want to recap a couple of things that we've been talking through. Of course, definitely want to make sure you get a chance to check out the podcast. Don't miss that part, y'all. Don't miss that part. The podcast is on fire right now. Definitely want to make sure you guys get a chance to check that out. So 72 views on the latest episode, and that episode dropped yesterday. So I just believe that this format, Retro Philosophy Show, is on the live. Thank you so much for being with me, bro. I truly appreciate it. I truly believe this format of the podcast of content for me is one of the best ways for me to deliver. And one of the things I love about the podcast is that we have, my co-host and I, Taina Nixon, we have really looked to take on this standpoint of course conversations. Course conversations are free flowing, but still have these points that we want to hit. We want to make sure you walk away with some tangible action that you can do next that will completely take you to the next level. It will definitely, and we want to make sure we get a chance to completely, like, this one that dropped yesterday. Every content entrepreneur needs to do this: audit your workflow. The ultimate workflow with myself, of course, co-host Taina Nixon, and a good friend and my brother from another mother, that is Anthony Corns, who is an AI expert, but also knee deep in the content game. And it was just such a great conversation. So, and I think it's a great way to exchange information. It's a great way to learn. I learn every time. I know my co-host, she's learning. I know our guests get a chance to learn. Sometimes we're answering questions. Sometimes we're asking questions. It's just a great format. I love this new podcast style, and definitely want to make sure you guys get a chance to sink your teeth in. Retro Philosophy Show says the podcast is hot. We had a couple of people DM me saying, man, I've watched one or two of the podcasts over again. I had to watch it over again because there was so much value in there that I couldn't soak it all up on the first pass. And that's, the person doesn't know this, but that is exactly how we were designing it, exactly what we were going for when we put this thing together. We wanted a scenario where people are like, dude, had to go back and watch that joint again. So not because it was unclear, but because you're enjoying the conversation. And because you're enjoying it, you might not necessarily be feverishly taking notes. And then you realize, like, man, there's a lot of little pieces that I heard, but I didn't quite grasp, and I didn't get a chance to process it. And I'll tell you this, this type of content, this type of delivery also lends itself to, you can watch it in different seasons and get something different. You watch it now and you get one thing, but you watch it again later and you'll get another, and you watch it after you've gone through some other hurdles and some other life experiences and you get something different. And so just super excited about the podcast, and definitely want to put that plug in one more time for you guys to be able to check that out. Then for my guy, Retro Philosophy Show, man, thank you so much for your support. It's truly, truly, truly appreciated. And I want to make sure, Retro, that you get a chance to check us out on Skool. This is our headquarters on the World Wide Web. Definitely want to make sure you get a chance to check us out over there. That's the link that's on the screen right now, kirkonnugent.live/Skool. Definitely want to make sure that if you so desire that you get a chance to go and click the link and make a decision of whether or not you want to join us in that community, because that's something that's definitely up to everyone. So I want to dive into a couple of things that I wanted to share today. I love it. Michael Drummond is joining us in Skool. I wanted to dive into a couple of things. Last week we touched on several items. But mainly we really kind of shared some of what we had been sharing in the masterclass. That particular masterclass has kind of come to a close, and wanted to make sure that we are able to showcase some of the information and the value that we know was in that particular masterclass. Yeah, I make personal branding. There's so many personal branding. I want to say this: personal branding is very much one of the critical components to success in this particular season that we're in. I believe that not having an audience, not having a personal brand is going to be a limiting factor for so many people as we continue our way forward. That is just an overarching statement I want to share right there. That if you haven't done the work to identify who it is you serve, who you're uniquely and almost unfairly qualified to provide transformational experiences for, is going to harm you. And especially when you think about the advent of AI and how it has its meteoric rise to prominence in the current days and weeks and months and recent years. If you have not, I was on a podcast. I was on a live show with my good friend Steven Strickland. He also goes by DJ Strick, and we were on the Ecamm channel. And one of the things I said to him is like, man, because AI is so popular, there's going to be a frenzied desire to have in-person, real and tangible experiences. Hint, 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 hint. This is why I'm creating the Skool community, because the Skool community AI can't mimic the community engagement. AI can't come in and type a post. These are real people engaging with one another, seeking to achieve their goals through the power of social content. And that's why I created the community, because there's so much content that you can put out. And again, another reason why I'm shifting to long form content with a podcast, because AI is not going to put out a 30 to 40 minute video. AI is just not for that. That's not how it's been built. Now, maybe it might get better. Maybe you could do an audio podcast with AI and it would be that long. But right now, there are these key distinguishing markers that let people know this ain't AI, this is real content. Your community is definitely one of those. The way you engage in the comments, we can tell if it's AI, we can tell if it's real. Then also the long form videos. Then on top of that, in-person experiences. I got a chance to go to my coach's office and headquarters there in Las Vegas, and we had this 2-day intensive, and it was just absolutely amazing to meet people from quite literally all over the country, and even one or two that were outside of the country, for us to come together at his office, somebody that we've been watching online. There's no higher, like there's no way to be more different than AI than to be sitting in person with the person you've been watching online and having them pour in and share value. It was absolutely phenomenal. It's something that I absolutely want to provide to a select few of those who would be interested to come to Huntsville and for us to meet up for a day or two and for us to, go over some of the critical things that you might be looking to get over those hurdles, but then also to be able to provide, an entire brand shoot, if you will, right? And practical hands-on ways that you can be able to take your thing, your content and your personal brand to the next level. I just feel like this is going to be a huge component of the success matrix as we move forward. And I definitely excited to be able to put that thing out there as well. Saba is on the live over on Instagram. Thank you so much for being with us, Saba. Let me see here. I see a comment here from Demetrius says, starting my podcast this weekend, would love to link up with you somehow. You have great info. Hey man, I'm excited for you. This half of the battle is just getting the podcast started. It's just setting the date. It's just telling somebody for the accountability's sake of telling somebody, right? Because now that I know that it's this weekend and everybody else that's on the live with us, we will be looking for it. We'll be marking the calendar. Demetrius is launching his podcast this weekend and we're excited for you. And so I'm excited about that, man. Definitely looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. Yeah, man. There's so many different ways to get in touch with me. Now that you're in Skool, definitely drop a DM there. Try to get back to you as quickly as I possibly can. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are very busy days for me, but I hope that I can definitely get in there and let you know how we can connect. Of course, you can always head over to my website, kirkrnugent.com. You can book a clarity call on there on kirkrnugent.com. You can schedule a full-on consult session on there as well. There's a lot of different ways to be able to get in touch with me. So there's no shortage there. And I just want to make sure that everybody knows that I'm not trying to be inaccessible. I have multiple avenues for people to be able to get in touch. And I hope that you can take advantage of that as well. Technicom 360 Studio says, suggestion, you could prepare a list of questions that one should have the answer to when starting out. E.g., target audience. What are you solving? Interesting. Yeah, definitely. I like that. I like that. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Technicom 360 Studios, definitely a great idea. And I think there may be something similar to that, but I will say that if you haven't been following the podcast, I cannot overstate. I highly recommend that you follow it because there's so much that we're putting into the podcast, especially for creators who are looking to get started, creators who have always had a desire to utilize social content to achieve their goals, but just weren't certain what those steps are. We basically take it from the nuts and bolts in the beginning to where you're monetized, and we're going back and forth. It's not a linear process, but I do recommend you start at the beginning and kind of watch your way through because there's a lot of value. I mean, like I said, it's course conversations, target audience, value proposition, who you are serving, and then of course your why are some of the earlier conversations that we had on the podcast. So definitely want to make sure you guys are checking that out. Definitely want to make sure you're checking that out. You're welcome, Demetrius. Oh my God, David Harvey is on the live. Says, thanks, Kirk, for always evolving your channel and finding more tools for so many of us. I'm glad, sir. I'm glad. Let me tell you something. I want to make sure, David, you get a chance to get over into the Skool platform as well, Doc. So, because, want to make sure that, especially for my moderators that are on the channel, that you guys get a chance to jump into Skool. I think it is going to be a great space for us all to be in and engage around the things that we are looking to do. So definitely that's something critical, something great that we got coming up. Yeah. All right. Anybody want me to do a quick recap? I see 9 of you on the live. Quick recap of our masterclass that we've been doing for the last couple months. I did a recap last week, but several of you might not have been here for that. Maybe you need a little refresher, but I can definitely go through about probably the last one, because I had to rush on that one. But talking about latitude in your schedule. One of the things that I'm often hearing, what's going on, Gary Graham? One of the things I often hear from folks is that they don't have the time to create content, is that life is just too busy. Now that outside is open again, because many people launched in content during the pandemic. And once we went back to normal, they couldn't sustain that schedule. They couldn't sustain that commitment to be consistent in putting out content. And this would definitely be other than the question of what should my topic be. A close second would be, how do I find the time? Where is the time? How do I go about creating a scenario in my week, my day, and my month that I can be able to create content? And one of the answers to that question, of course, is just strategy. Is just pre-planning, re-looking at how you're doing content so that it isn't as heavy a lift as it probably has been. One of the things I do for very busy professionals is that we put together a live video strategy. And out of one live call, right? Gary Jones Jr. is on the live. What's good, sir? I see you out there. Gary Graham says, hey, Kirk. But yeah, one of the things that I do for them is I'll put together a live video strategy for busy professionals, especially CEOs who recognize their need to feed the content monster, right? But they don't have the time. One of the things that we do is we just are very strategic. I said to one team as I was working with their CEO, I was like, can we find an hour a month? And she's like, no, I think we could do 2. I was like, okay, well, let's do 2 hours. And I was like, can we do it, in one sitting? She's like, yeah, we can allocate 2 hours a month, but I don't think we can do much more than that. I was like, 2 hours a month. If you can allocate 2 hours a month, it's just a matter of planning that we can get everything we need out of those 2 hours. And we put together a strategy for them that enabled him to the main primary client, which is the CEO for this company. But it enabled him to put out content on a regular basis from that 2 hour time frame where we would go live. We would do this show where everything was kind of structured in a way that would allow us to drop out the different pieces specific to what we were going to utilize it for and repurposing. No one was watching this show live. I want to be clear. That was never the point. The point was all of the ways that we were going to be able to repurpose that content because it was recorded. And because it was recorded at high quality, we were able to repurpose it as if he recorded these pieces of content specifically for the platforms we were putting it on. These were not breadcrumbs. These were not like, hey, watch this little clip and then go over here and watch the full thing. No, we had full segments. And from those 2 hour sessions, some of it was prep, about a good half hour of it was prep. So about an hour and a half of actual on camera time. But from those 2 hour sessions, we were able to put up 90 plus pieces of content per session. And by the time we were recording the next session, we still had content left that we had not used from the previous one. And the team was just absolutely overjoyed. They were super excited about this whole digital confetti model where we're spreading content around the internet. This guy was literally popping up in people's Explore page, Discovery, For You, all over. Why? Because he dedicated that time, and he stopped using the phraseology that he was too busy. Because I believe, what up, Monty Weaver? I believe that for many of us, the problem isn't latitude in our schedule, latitude in our skill sets, latitude in our responsibilities. The problem is language. The problem is what we say and how we say it. The problem is our limiting beliefs that the language we use reveals. Language reveals what you really believe to be the case. You know, so somebody might say what we say versus what it really is. So here it is. Okay, so time versus priority. Is the problem really time, or is the problem priority? See, once that client prioritized the content and actually set aside 2 hours a month, more than I was recommending, right? Once he realized that, once we got into a rhythm, do you know that we ended up finding more time to create content? Because he prioritized it. Because the issue wasn't necessarily latitude in his schedule. The issue is the language he was using. I'm too busy. And for many who want to get into this content creator game, we use the language of busyness, and the language of busyness is holding you hostage. All right, here's another one. Some may say, I'm overextended. I've got too much on my plate. And again, this reveals a limiting belief, but it reveals the true crux of your situation. And the crux of your situation is that you haven't learned the power of choice. So is the problem that you're overextended, or is the problem that you don't know how to choose? The problem is you don't know how to say no. Somebody said to me last week, I was at a conference down in Orlando, Florida, and I was walking with a good friend, and he was like, man, Kirk, I just know you're busy, man. I just know you are busy. You're media pastor, you're digital content specialist at Breath of Life. You're doing the entrepreneurship coaching, and you're a remote producer, and you've got a new podcast. It's like, I just know that you're busy. I looked at him, I was like, what? No. Everything has a season, everything has a box, and my no game is very strong. I was like, no, we just recorded episode 9 and 10 of the podcast, and yesterday episode 6 just released. We're way ahead of our content schedule. I actually am allergic to busy. I avoid overextended, and it's simply a choice that we each get to make. You choose your hard. You choose it. You get to choose. I don't know. My no game is very strong. Nah, because every yes is also a no. Your yes to taking that last minute project is a no to having peace, is a no to having downtime, is a no to having meditation, is a no to going for that walk in the morning. It's a no to getting up and doing something thoughtful for your kids and your spouse. It's a no to all these other things because you said yes to this. Is it overextended, or is it that you don't know how to leverage the power of choice, something that God has given to every human being? The next piece of it, this is hard versus this will be worth it. This is hard versus this will be worth it. This is hard. 2 hours, setting aside 2 hours to be able to go live and deliver value to 0 people watching as if thousands were watching can be hard. It can be, but it can also be worth it when you see the outcome on the other side. It can absolutely be worth it. This is hard versus this will be worth it. Maybe it's both. But the way you frame it, though, the language you use and allow to escape out of your mouth becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. This is hard, and because it's hard, guess what? You don't do it again. But if you describe it as this will be worth it, what I'm building here, the momentum I'm creating here, what I'm starting today will ripple in eternity because it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. I got a chance to, I always get a chance to sit across the Zoom room from coaching clients and talk to them about different things. And there's, in one particular case, I was chatting with a client and I asked him to share his screen. I was like, dude, share your screen. He's like, what app do you want me to share? I said, share the whole screen because I want to see everything. I don't want you to hide. I didn't say that part, but I just said share the whole screen. So he did share the whole screen. I was like, pull up your calendar. He pulls up his calendar and he uses Google Mail. So he pulls up his calendar and I'm like, all right, just put it on the day view. And so he puts it on the day view and I'm looking at it. I'm like, all right, give me the week view. And he puts it on the week view and I'm looking at it. I'm interrogating. I'm looking at the different days. All right, give me the month view. And I sat there for a while and he's like, dude, what are you looking for? What are you not seeing? Clearly you're not seeing something. What are you looking for? I'm like, I don't see content on your calendar. I don't see content on your calendar. And he was like, well, I just kind of squeeze it in, where I have time. I just kind of, adjust and massage and, where I have a free moment, I try to run into the studio and, try and bang out a couple of videos. And I'm like, Doc, that's a recipe for disaster. Now, I want to be clear. Putting it on the calendar doesn't necessarily mean that it's actually going to happen. Putting it on the calendar and then telling somebody about it gives you a greater possibility, a greater percentage of it actually getting done. And so what I told him is, look, I want you to put some time on the calendar where you're going to be doing content, but I don't want you to put it on calendar without consulting your family because they're part of this journey. You need to talk with them and say, hey, I want to put an hour or two on the calendar every week where I'll be doing content, creating content, but I want to do it in concert with the rest of your schedule. I want everybody to be in agreement that these hours I'm going to be creating content. And so he's like, this is a great idea. He left the session excited. I left the session excited. And so we go away for a week. The next week in the next session, he connects to the Zoom room on time as he usually did. I love clients like that, on time. And then I'm in there. I'm like, hey, what's good, sir? He's like, man. And he has this look on his face of almost like, like the weight of the world was on his shoulders. I was like, Doc, I thought we figured it out last week, man. I thought we got you across the line. I thought we got some things situated. What happened? Did you have the conversation with your family? He's like, yeah, I did, man. And it went well. The whole conversation went well. They received it well. They're fine with me doing content on this day at this time. And we put it on the calendar. But man, they shared something with me that I wasn't prepared for. I was like, what's that? And so he said that the family said to him, we're fine with you putting that time on the calendar. We just want time on the calendar too. Oh gosh. Oh my word. When he said that, Joy, I was no more good. Oh my God. When he said that, Joy, I was like, oh, help us. I needed to go and look at my calendar and see, do I have time on there for my family? Is there time on there for my son, my daughter, my wife? Am I prioritizing them? Oh my gosh. When he said that, I felt indicted. And he was like, man, he said, Kirk, I cannot thank you enough for how you showed me that my priorities were off. By fixing my content on the calendar, I also rebalanced, and reprioritized my entire life. Problem isn't latitude. The problem is language. The problem is language. The problem is language. And so I want to share with you. I'm done. There's 13 of you guys on the live today. I want to talk to you about the Skool community. I would love for you to join that. But I want to give you 4 L's to activate radical action. This is one of the principles. This is one of the tenets that I believe that we each need to figure out, is how do we individually motivate ourselves to take radical action. And here's the 4 that I've come up with, and I hope that they're meaningful for you. If you're tracking with me in the chat, just go ahead and put I'm tracking. I want to see if you am I on my own here. I see 10 how many people? 18 people are on the live. Across Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I want to make sure that you guys are tracking. If you're tracking, put tracking in the chat. If you don't want the 4 L's, that's fine. I can keep them to myself, but I want to make sure that I'm talking to somebody here. Let's see what we got. We got 4 L's. I got 4 L's for you. I don't know. Maybe you don't want them, but I do want you in the Skool group. I just want to make sure that you are tracking with me here today. Oh man, somebody even dropped me a DM. That's priceless. Oh, wow. Make that calendar make sense. Family must be involved. Come on, David Harvey. I love it. Yeah. Tracking. Margot says tracking. Okay. Even if it's just for Margot, I'm going to give you the 4 L's. Here we go. 4 L's to activate radical action. 4 L's to activate radical action. David Harvey's got tracking on there as well. Margot says you got to keep going. 4 L's to activate radical action. Here it is. Number 1, lead your day with better calendar habits. Lead your day with better calendar habits. Lead your day. You know what the term lead means you you're intentional about what you're leading. A leader isn't haphazardly a leader. A leader is a leader because they're leading. I know there's a lot of, I've put lead in there multiple times. A leader is a leader because they're leading. You want to lead your day. And it calls to question, what is leading your day if you're not leading your day? Do you wake up and just allow the day to happen and just allow it to get away from you? Or are you leading your day with better calendar habits? Like I look at the calendar for tomorrow and I see the things that are on there and I'm saying, okay, that's a doable day. I've got time in there to read. I've got time in there for meditation, time in there to drop the kids off at school and to pour into them on the ride, time in there to check the news headlines, not to binge the news, just to make sure I'm abreast of what's happening for the country and the world at large. I'm leading my day with better calendar habits. And those that work with me regularly know I have some non-negotiables. Like there are some times that I simply am not available. Most people that work with me know that, listen, if you call me and I'm not expecting it, I'm not necessarily going to answer the phone because I am leading my day. I can't allow the phone or the notifications or the DMs or whatever is coming to disrupt and derail what it is I have planned. I can't allow those to lead my day. I'm leading my day. And so that's the first L, to lead your day with better calendar habits. Lead your day with better calendar habits. And the second L is to look for visibility and accountability. Seek it out. Find yourself in spaces like Skool, right? Like this new community that we are pushing. Right? I'm putting that link on the screen right now. Look for visibility and accountability. The 1-2 punch that I this is what I coach, is not just putting it on the calendar, but to tell somebody about it. Demetrius just shared with us that he's launching his podcast this weekend. Him telling us about it gives him a greater likelihood that it will actually happen. You got to look, seek out spaces where what you have said you want to do is visible, and that there are people who will hold you accountable. So that's the second L. You want to look for visibility and accountability in every area of your life. In every area of my life that I'm looking to grow, I have a group. I have a coach. I have accountability in my diet and fitness. Listen, it is as a father and a husband, in my finances, for content, in my business, I have a coach. I have visibility. I have built in, I seek out accountability. And I know this to be a huge success factor in my life. You want to lead your day with better calendar habits. You want to look for visibility and accountability. The third L is to learn the power of setting deadlines. Give yourself a deadline and then make that deadline visible, and then ensure that somebody's going to hold you accountable. That deadline has power if you couple it with visibility and accountability. The power of a deadline, for me, who's a bit neurodivergent and likes to procrastinate, a deadline helps me. And sometimes I set a deadline that is completely off schedule, meaning the thing is due next month, but I give myself a deadline of tomorrow. Something about setting the deadline creates a sense of urgency and a laser focus that allows me to get the task done. Yeah, episode 10 was recorded today. Episode 6 launched yesterday. We're literally 5 episodes ahead of our content schedule, and I'm not comfortable with that. I said to my co-host, we need to set another date for us to be able to get some more episodes recorded, because deadlines are powerful. Deadlines are powerful. Here's the fourth L, right? Lead your day with better calendar habits. Look for visibility and accountability. Learn the power of setting deadlines. The fourth L is listen to feedback and constructive criticism. Listen, ingest, welcome feedback and constructive criticism. This is what the community is all about. I still have the link on the screen right now. And if these are items that you're looking for, now I'm going to be honest with you, at the general tier, you will get this in the community from a general perspective. But there are those who would like a little bit more, and they want to get into the second tier, is what I call the inner circle. You want to be able to check that out when you get into the community, kirkandnugent.live/school. You want to make sure you get a chance to jump in there and check that out. I'm just crazy enough to believe that if you lead your day with better calendar habits, that if you are on the lookout for visibility and accountability in every area of your life, if you learn and harness the power of setting deadlines, and you become a student and listen to constructive feedback and criticism, you will drastically change your life, not just your content. You'll drastically change your life. And that's what How It All Works is all about. We want you to be able to take radical action. We want you to be able to own your day. We want you to be able to harness the power of content. Act, own, live your legacy in real time today. Man, listen, that's all I got for you. Where am I at? 54 minutes is a great time to go ahead and land. So I'm not going to stay on much longer. I don't see any questions. I don't see any other comments, and that's okay. But I tell you what, this has been a phenomenal time. Let me go back to my screen real quick. There we go. This is what the Skool community looks like. And again, I would love for you to be able to come and join us. It is a space that, let's go back to the About page. Yeah, this is a space. All right, here we go. Let's go community. This is a space that we've created that gives us a little more, direct contact, if you will. This gives us a time where you can post questions and share what you're working on. And like it says here, you can share your general discussion, wins, content /YouTube. You can talk about your studio or your workflow. You can go through and talk about StreamYard and Ecamm Live, of course. And then there is just so many resources in terms of video content that are there as well, up to and including the PDFs that go along with each of our podcast episodes. Some of what I'm reading to you, some of the things I'm sharing with you right now in terms of the 4 L's to take radical action come from these kinds of documents that I've put together and placed them inside the community. So definitely excited that you are there. Excited for those of you that have joined. 22 have already decided to hit that button and join. And then I'm excited for those of you who will not only join at the general level, but will decide to join us in the inner circle. Just a phenomenal opportunity right now, where if you join the inner circle, you will be joining at a lifetime price, as opposed to an annual or monthly price, which it will shift to as soon as Skool is able to fix a certain setting for me. And once that happens, we're going to be good to go. So don't delay. I don't know if they're going to hit me tomorrow with the fix or if they're going to hit me in another month with the fix. I have no idea, but they told me that it's something that is underway. And once we're able to get that set up, that's the format that we had on our old platform, which was Kajabi. And that's the format that we're going to try to implement here on this platform as well. I want to say a word of thanks to everyone that has hung out with us today. There's several of you still on the live. I'm hoping that something that was shared kind of tickled you, allowed you to get an idea, a sense of what you can do next, and some of the things that we are going to be implementing and doing here for How It All Works and for this platform. I can't thank you enough, man, for your time, your attention, your support. It means the world. I'm hoping that you not only join in the community, but that you also hit us up on the podcast as well. Let me go back to the screen. I was saying to somebody earlier that you can book a clarity call. That's literally right there on the website, KirkRNugent.com, not KirkRNugent.live. KirkRNugent.com is my website. And so you can definitely head over there and grab a clarity call if you so desire. Now, I will say this. What's going on, David Hunt? Always good to have you. I will say this. We have had, a little bit of an issue with the clarity call, where people have been booking them and then not showing up. And so my coach just recommended to me, hey, Kirk, just put a little something on there that gives people some skin in the game and really makes them take seriously your time and their time. One of the things that I love to share with people is that when you put a price on something, you are causing the person to make an investment in themselves. You are causing the person to make an investment in themselves, to think about whether or not they are worth the investment. And even though $9 is not going to make a difference in my bottom line, what it does, it has drastically cut down on the amount of people that are just randomly going over and booking these things without even thinking about it. So that's the website. That's why the clarity call is not free. And that's kind of the thinking behind it. And maybe that's going to help somebody else out there. It's like, man, I've been doing things for free 99. Maybe I need to be thinking about, because you're getting a better, people will, when you say something is free, do you know people will just sign up just for the sake of signing up? Just for the sake of signing up. So I have eliminated the word free from my branding, from my from my vocabulary, because it's not that I don't have things that are free. I want to be clear. I just don't want to say that, because I don't want people just jumping in just because it's free. I want them to make a conscious decision that this is something that I'm interested in doing. And because I'm interested in doing, I'm going to make moves to go ahead and get it. To go ahead and grab it. I was talking to somebody yesterday who was telling me that they want to learn how to edit video, and wanted to know, if I was going to be doing a masterclass on editing video. I was like, no, I'm not. And I was like, talk to me. What's been your process to learn how to edit video? He's like, well, I just kind of, I don't know. I don't even know where to start. I was just kind of waiting to see, if I can find a class. Or I was like, well, okay, so how are you looking for a class? Where did you go? I mean, I would start on YouTube, but I mean, if you're looking for a class, I guess that's a good way to do it too. And he's like, well, I really didn't do a search. I was like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, I mean, I just know you to be in the content arena. I know you edit video all the time. So I just figured, if somebody like you is doing a class on video editing, that it would be good for me. And I want to say this, no shade to my guy, but if he was really interested in actually getting that class, he would have found it by now. If he was interested, forget the class, forget who's going to teach it. If he was interested in actually doing the thing that video editing would enable him to do, which is like 2-3 steps down the road. If he was interested in actually, it was clear to me that there was no why here. Listen, a why will cause you to learn another language if it's necessary for you to be able to get to what you're trying to get to. And so that's what it really clicked for me. Like, oh, okay. Yeah. And then if I was to do a video editing class and maybe I do it for like $250, would he actually take it? I mean, because if you have no why would you invest $250? These are just some observations I want to share with you as we get ready to close it out for tonight. But keep these things in mind as well as you think about your content, as you think about, engaging with people and being the advantage as opposed to taking advantage, making sure that you are the cheat code, that you're the part of the workflow that helps them to get to where they want to be. Help them to achieve their goals, help them to realize the things that they've been dreaming about, and take them out of concept and bring them into reality. You want to do that. You want to be thinking about human experiences, dynamics, and the way we think, not just the absolute expertise that you bring to the table, but thinking about how it's going to be received, thinking about how it will be leveraged. And will it be successful? Like, there's nothing worse than going through and sharing something with somebody, and then you realize, like, oh, you're not going to use that at all. You're not even going to touch that thing. Margot says you're absolutely right. And I thank you for that. All right. I went over my time. I'm 3 minutes over time. So I'm going to go, but I want to say again, make sure you check out Skool. Where are we at here? Make sure you check out Skool. I've got one more a membership request pending. Make sure you check out Skool. And for those that do check out Skool, go right here to those of you who have already let in, make sure you go right here to this welcome post right here. I've got a video for you. Would love for you to be able to watch that. And then once you watch that video, comment below, introduce yourself in the community, and we can kind of get going. We can get started. We can get moving. Your boy David Hunt is on there. He says, this is so good. I'm sorry I missed the live from the beginning. Yeah, man, but you can catch up. And David is another one of the founders in How It All Works. So we're excited to have him, and excited to have him, of course, on the live tonight. Family, one of the things I am really and truly passionate about, I got to find this. I got to make sure I don't say it incorrectly. I want to find this and say it correctly the way that I really wanted to say it. Okay, no, that's it. Here we go. New business strategy. This is the one. I want to say this way. Okay, here we go. We're being schooled. Lord have mercy. I empower professionals to take radical action, own their day, and actively live their legacy through the power of social content. I've been trying to commit that thing to memory, but this is something that I'm branding around. There's so many different aspects of what I have been doing over the last couple of months, different masterclass types, friction to flow, your next video done, stop leasing your legacy. And I began to realize that there is a theme to coalesce all of these things under one roof and under one banner. And I believe that this sentence really encapsulates it. I empower professionals to take radical action, to own their day, and to actively live their legacy through the power of social content. And I'm excited for those of you who are going to take the leap and get into community and join us in the community. But I'm also excited for those of you who are going to stumble onto the podcast. Maybe you're going to be searching for something and you're going to find the podcast, and I think it's going to change your life. I watch the podcast even though I am in it. I was there when it was recorded, but I got to tell you, the video editors are doing such a phenomenal job with it. The hook, I mean, it's just, I'm really happy with how it's coming out. It's still got some things, some tweaks that we want to make, some different things we want to level it up even further. But I believe from a content perspective, it is absolutely amazing. So definitely hope that you're going to check out that as well. And we will see you in one of those platforms. Either I'm going to see you in one of those videos, or I'm going to see you over on Skool, where we will engage around our goals with social content. Be blessed, family. Go with God, and we'll see you in the next one. Grace and peace.